In this video tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create a website using Expression Web. And we'll also look at creating your index or your first page for your current event web project. To create a new site, the first thing you should do is create a folder on your home drive. So I'm going to create a folder here. You can do it on your home drive, which is the safest place. And just click New Folder and just name it your last name. Next, open Expression Web. Once you have it open, go to Site, and then go to New Site, the first option, and then you're going to have General, and you're going to change it to Empty Site. You're going to have more than one page. And here, at the bottom, you're going to browse for the folder you just created. So here's the folder I have. And you'll get this window that says no items match your search. And all you need to do is click Open. So now what you're telling is to save all your files to this folder that you just created. And notice it put the name as Moothart. Then click OK. The folder you created is where you're going to save everything. Your internet files, your image files, the buttons you're going to create later, any video you might have. Everything will go in the folder that you just created. Alright, so now we have our site. And our site is empty. So now we need to create a page. So let's create our first page for our site. So we go File, New, New Page, click General, we want HTML, and then click OK. So now we have a new page. And you can see it's called Untitled HTML. Untitled 1 HTML. So let's save this page with a name that's recognized by servers and is often used as the main page for a site. So go to File, Save As, and we're going to save this as index.html. So I'm making sure it's in the folder that I just created, which it is. My websites, this would be your home drive, and the folder is called Moothart. I name it index.html. Servers recognize this as the main page of any website. So all the websites out there, most of them start with the page called index, and then click Save. Alright. Next thing we need to do is to start setting our page properties. Notice I'm in design mode, and if I right click anywhere in the white area, I have what's called page properties. So go ahead and click on page properties. Right here it tells me the location, which is the folder I just created. The title is the title of the page that you usually put in the HTML code. So this would be the title of your page. Remember, we're doing current events, so I'm just going to go Moothart News. You can name it anything you want that relates to your current event. Page description, you can leave this blank, but this would be a short description of the page. And keywords would be the keywords that would describe this page. These are used by search engines, but for this project, we will leave them blank. Up here you have formatting. This is where you would add a background image if you like, and then you'd browse for that image. You can make it a watermark if you wish, or you can just set the background color and the text colors and the hyperlink colors. So for now, I'm just going to set them to the background color to be this maroon, and for my text to be white, my hyperlinks to be yellow. Visited, we'll pick this lovely blue. Active link, we want to pick something that stands out a little more. And this could be black, and then hovered, stay with black. Advanced, you don't need to really worry about right now. Same with custom, and same with language. So just name your page, put the title there, and then choose any formatting you wish to add. So now you see I have my maroon background, and when I type my text, you can see that it's white. Alright. The last thing I want to show you is creating layers. If you notice over here in your toolbox, you have what's called a layer. Layers are basically containers where you can put information. The nice thing about layers is if you notice when you roll over, it tells you what it is right there. It is absolutely positioned, and so it will not move. So it keeps your information in the same spot on your web page. They're very helpful and very useful and very easy to use. So we're going to create layers for a general layout of our page. So if I double click on my layer, notice it added a layer right there. I want to make sure that this paragraph is deleted. We don't want to have anything on our page except for this first layer. When I select the layer, if I go down here to my properties, if we scroll down, we notice the height. And I want it to be the size of my banner that I'm going to create. So that, remember, the banner was, the height was 80 pixels. So I'm going to change that to 80. And the width was 800. Okay, positions, absolutely, just leave that the same as the index. You leave that the same. So now you see I have my first layer that's 80 pixels wide, 80 pixels tall, and 800 pixels wide. And if you want to type something in here to remind yourself what goes here, you can. My other layer, I'm going to create 2 more layers. So I'm just going to click and drag out my layer. And notice it put it on top of my layer I just created, so hover over it, and when you see the handles, you can drag it to where you want it to be. And then I'm just going to use the handles to drag it. And this is where I'm going to put my nav. So I'm just going to put nav goes here. And the last layer I'm going to create is a layer for my text. Okay, I just double clicked on layer and it gave me a layer. I grab it. Make sure you grab the right layer. Okay. I'm going to line up as best I can. And I'm going to go over here. And I'm just going to put body text goes here. And remember this, for your current event project, you have to write 8 to 10 sentence summary of your current event. So that'd be right here, where you can write your summary of your current event. Okay, you don't have to have it this way. If you'd like, you can drag this layer down. Now some people like putting their navigation across the top, so you can do that. And you can make it skinnier if you wish. And then you can put your buttons going across the top. And then you can put this layer right here as well if you want. And you can have your page that looks like this. So it's up to you how you want to create your page. If you click over here, this is layer 3, and you can see that by the div tag right here. It says layer 3. If I right click on it, it brings up some properties. And if you want to change, if you want to put a border, you can do that. So you can put a border around your layer if you wish. You can shade your layer so it's a different color. Right now it's set to be the background color, but if you wanted it to be a little different color, you can do that. You can also put it in a background picture. So if you just click OK, now notice I have this layer that's blue, and then my nav layer, and then my banner. Alright, so the last thing you need to do is to save this. You already did the save as index, so all you need to do is save. You just click Save All, and everything is saved, and then you can preview it in Internet Explorer. So the banner goes here. Notice the layer does not show up, but the one I changed the color does show up. And then you can have your nav goes here, and this is what it looks like. So again, if you want to have boxes, select the layer, right click on the layer over here in the layer properties, and go down to borders and shading, and you can just click box. You have solid, dotted, dash, whatever you want. Just click OK. Now if I preview, if you haven't saved, it'll ask you to save. Click OK, and now you can see I have a box around that layer. Alright, so this should be enough to get you started on your current events. Remember, one part of the project is to create a banner. So you should use this time to create a banner using Expression Design that is 800 pixels wide by 80 pixels long. 800 pixels wide by 80 pixels tall. And that's it for this lesson.